So Joe, you might want to tackle this one since you are our tech update man. Let's see. Are there differences in zero knowledge tech between zkEVMs and Sigma protocols?
Yeah. We would need to probably expand some of what we support in order to support some of the zero knowledge stuff that's out there. Sigma protocols have been around a lot longer, and I would say are much more conservative in terms of like the soundness. When you get into zk rollups, you get into an entirely new branch and new cryptographic assumptions that I guess we just need time to see how legitimate they are, right? But that's always the case when you get into kind of like high-level mathematical things. They need time to be challenged and tested. And, you know, on one hand, you have the question, is the math going to hold in terms of the assumptions, right? And the only thing that answers that is time. It's just truth. Now, on the other side, you have a different, which is more of an engineering and implementation question, meaning if the math does indeed hold, was it implemented in a way that was correct, right? So you kind of have two different potential points of failure, I would say, in terms of a lot of the zero knowledge stuff in the space. Sigma protocols are just older. And so I would say in terms of the actual let's say mathematical assumptions that you're making, they're stronger because they're older. Now, in terms of the engineering and implementation, you kind of have the same question. If the math does hold, you know, did we implement it in a way that is robust and sound and, you know, isn't prone to failure or exploit in some way? I think we've done pretty well. But even that has been, you know, something that's, you know, new information comes out from time to time that some people, luckily we weren't affected, but some people that tried to implement Sigma protocols didn't do so, and, you know, potentially, let's say, way with an attack surface. The difficulty with using that type of new tech is you have to say, okay, well, like with ZK rollups, if there is an exploit, it gives someone the ability to mint tokens without anybody knowing. That's problematic. You know, so if there is ever an exploit there on some of the rollups, you know, it's kind of like someone has a free printer with no checks and balances. I hope that doesn't happen, but I think anybody that's totally honest is just going to say that's a dark forest, it's a foggy space, and we might see some issues in the future. We might not. Ultimately, you need time to tell.